the Gareth Mary Show. What's going on, guys? My name is Gareth. If you're already know, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about Wandavision episode 4. And oh man, this episode, man, I don't know what it is, but let's talk about it. So, guys, starting off straight away, we get the undusting of Monica Rambeau. So, no, this isn't the 80s episode that I was expecting. Some people might have been expecting, but it's not. It starts off with, Monica being undusted, and she's in a hospital, and she goes through it, and you can see all these people being undusted, and they have no clue what is going on. It's just like, what's going on here? And you just see people undusting, and it's just Monica's like, where's my mum? Where's my mum? Sorry, it's been 3 years ago. Your mum, unfortunately, is no longer with us. So, now Monica knows that. So, it continues with her going through the hospital. She goes out and goes into the sword building and goes to swipe a card, but it doesn't work for some reason. And then she goes over to this guy on the desk, and she's like, no. And then he meets someone that she knows. I don't know what, I can't remember his name, but he knows her, so yeah. And then they have a talk and have a chat, and she's sent on a mission, which is the bowl mission. She drives there, and then we finally get Jimmy Woo is there, and they talk to each other. They talk to this one police officer that says Westview doesn't exist. What? I don't want to go too much into it on what I think about it, but just what? So then they try flying a drone into there, and we all know what happens to that. It turns into the red toy helicopter. So yeah, that's what happens. And then next, even more as things go, Monica straight up sticks her hand in, but then she sticks her hand in too far. Monica gets transported into this world, and no, there's still not going to be this episode set. So the rest of it is him trying to find, but then there's all these different sword agents, and you get Darcy, the character from Thor. Darcy from Thor. The first two. Yeah, the first two, I think. But that was about it. But then she immediately figures out, get me an old TV. And yes, she was the person at the end of episode 1 watching it. But But anyway, so guys, moving on from that. So anyway, just moving on from the fact of that, it's just and then it's just her watching. She's watching the show, and when Jimmy Woo goes to look over, it's just like, two Avengers in a sitcom. What are they doing in a sitcom? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And there's a bunch of things written on this board that say, oh, this and this, this, and I'm sure it's questions that people themselves have been wanting answered, and even the sword people don't have answers. So then a lot of it is just no. But then we get to the bit where Jimmy Woo tries to contact Wanda. Remember from the radio? Wanda, can you hear me? Wanda. And you get that, but then it cuts in the middle of the episode, the bit that we saw. They don't see that where he actually gets through to her. So it's weird. And then fast forward a little more, small things happen here and there. Not too many things happen, and then we get the big bit, like probably the biggest bit of the show ever. So they're looking at Monica, and we get the same scene that we had last episode, but then it just cuts in the middle of it for them. But then it zooms back in, and not going back to the box shape it was, it zooms in and it widens. Instead of being like this, it goes like this. So that's weird. That's not happened before. Well, only when it's gone to the real world, obviously. But then we get this conversation with Wanda and her, but more of what we saw from just like, Ultron, you know about Ultron? And it's just like, it just keeps getting, and one's just going, and eventually it's just, and we get that shot of Monica flying out, she crashes through bookcases and garden fences, and flies throughout the bubble, and then, even more, just squeeze even more out of it, just, oh god, oh dear, but then we get zoom in, and Monica wakes up, and then we cut to inside when Vision walks in and tells her, where did Geraldine go? But then we get the most disturbing shot of the series yet, which is Vision's dead face, with the Mind Stone ripped out of his head, him completely white, and then 1 minute, it's just like, Wanda's even like, weird. And then it just turns back to normal purple Vision. It's just like, what's going on here? I don't know. And then, finally, cuts away on some really weird music, and that is the end of episode 4 of Wandavision. Hope you have all enjoyed today's video. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye!